All right, so moving on to the final segment, I'll be sharing my top 5 hardest punchers in the sport of boxing today. So I do believe that these guys pack a punch. And I do believe these 5 respective boxers are the top dogs in terms of punching power in the sport. So I'll be ranking my list from 5 going all the way down to number 1. At number 5, I have Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue, to me, pound for pound, is the second best fighter in the world today in the world of boxing. His resume is top notch. But Naoya Inoue, he's 26-0. He has 23 victories coming way of knockout. His hand speed and IQ in the boxing ring is picture perfect. His hand speed is lightning quick. And Naoya Inoue is the perfect fighter to build from the ground up. His power alone gives him a chance to win a fight easily, and he's showed, and as he climbs up the ranks in different weight classes, for being a champion in 4 different weight classes, I call him the Manny Pacquiao of this era, of this generation in boxing. Naoya Inoue, no matter what weight class he's going to fight in, his power never leaves his side. He's definitely one of the biggest punchers in the sport of boxing today. I have him number 5 on my list. And number 4, I had Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, I do believe Terrence Crawford is one of the most lethal, one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport of boxing today. He's currently 40-0 with 31 victories, 31 victories coming way of knockout. But Terrence Crawford, ever since he moved up to the welterweight division years ago, he became a much stronger puncher. And he's actually finished every fighter that he's ever fought in the welterweight division. That fight, every time he's gotten in a ring in the welterweight division, the fights have ended by way of knockout. But he's had some impressive KO victories in the welterweight division. He has victories over Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, Kell Brooks, Sean Porter, Earl Spence Jr. His knockout power made him, and the icing on the cake was him becoming an undisputed champion in the welterweight division last summer. And his knockout power made him one of the greatest welterweights in boxing history. Terrence Crawford packs a punch. He's number 4 on my list. And number 3, I have Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was one of the most entertaining heavyweights of this generation. His record is 43. He has 43 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 42 knockouts to his resume. He did not get the nickname Bomb Squad for no reason. The bronzer, the knockout machine, Deontay Wilder, made Wilder one of the most, his knockout power made him one of the most entertaining heavyweights of this generation, of this era. Up until that fight that he had in December of 2023 with Joseph Parker, Deontay Wilder's power was a presence in all of his fights. He knocked down or knocked out every single opponent that he's ever fought up until that Joseph Parker fight in December 2023. His knockout power will never be forgotten in the sport of boxing. Whatever comes next for Deontay Wilder, we're always going to remember his power. He ranks number 3 on my list. And number 2, I have Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis is 29-0 with 27 knockouts to his resume. And Gervonta Davis is a great boxer. Now, everybody will remember Tank for his power, but I look at Tank's game, and when I watch him fight, when I watch his film, when I break down his film, Tank is more than just a knockout puncher. Gervonta Davis has it all. He has great footwork, intelligent boxing IQ, great hand speed, can land a lot of combinations. He offers a lot in his game, but his bread and butter, the thing that makes him a ferocious, dangerous fighter, is that knockout power. But the knockout power is truly what made Gervonta Davis a star in the sport of boxing today. Why his knockout? Why I put him at number 2 on my list? 27 victories come away of knockout. You don't get that by accident. And he makes casuals tune into the sport of boxing. Guys that don't even pay attention to the sport of boxing. But when Gervonta Davis's name comes up, and you know he has a pay-per-view fight on the way, casual or diehard boxing fan, you're tuning in Gervonta Davis because he has that knockout power to put asses in seats, to sell out arenas, he's a box office attraction because everyone wants to see him knock out his opposition and his opponents. To me, Gervonta Davis is a mini Mike Tyson. He has ferocious, dangerous knockout power like a heavyweight, like Mike Tyson was. But he's only a lightweight fighting at 135 pounds. But makes it, Gervonta Davis I don't care what his past opponents have said about him. I know I've seen interviews of Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia saying Gervonta Davis doesn't have power. I'm not buying into that. And I still believe those guys are just salty they got knocked out by him. But as I digress, he always made his opponents fear his power, and that's the true key ingredient in Gervonta Davis' success is a knockout power. He ranks number 2 on my list. And number one, I do believe that Arthur Beterbiev is the most dangerous, the most ferocious knockout puncher in the sport of boxing today. Arthur Beterbiev is 20-0. He has 20 wins coming away of knockout. He has one of the best knockout percentages of all combat sports in boxing and MMA. You name it. Arthur Beterbiev has a 100% knockout ratio. And being a unified champion at the 175-pound division, Arthur Beterbiev is actually the only champion in boxing today with a 100% knockout ratio. And Arthur Beterbiev's power is absolutely insane. He has a lot to offer. He has a strong, stiff jab. I think Arthur Beterbiev has one of the best jabs in the sport of boxing today. He has a good straight right hand that can end the fight at any given moment if he lands that straight right hand down the middle on his opponent. Once he gets his rhythm going and starts landing powerful combinations, it already spells for a bad night in the office for his oppositions, for his opponents, because that's how dangerous Arthur Beterbiev's power truly is. I do believe he is the most dangerous, powerful puncher in the sport of boxing today. He ranks number 1 on my list. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. There's your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.